the biggest moves Washington made were actually trades, okay?
Yeah.
And if you want to be the amount of like syntax warriors about like, well, that's not free agency, it's a trade.
I think it's just as much free agency as anything else. You made the move because it's a great time to do it.
Right.
So I think it's all free agency.
So the two biggest moves, the two headlines are Debo and Tunsil. Tunsil is the best offensive lineman in Washington since Trent.
Yep.
Debo is an absolutely different kind of threat that I am really excited to see in Cliff Kingsbury's offense.
He's a Swiss Army knife.
People, I guess, disagree with me on this. I think the Debo trade is better because you gave up so little. Like, to me, Debo is no risk, all reward. The Tunsil trade, Tunsil's the better player, but he gave more up. So it was more of an even playing field for the Tunsil trade, whereas Debo, I think, has an opportunity to be an outright steal.
It could be. I mean, even Tunsil could end up being a steal. You know, the fact that you get him, if he plays top 5 left tackle ability, and you got a 4th-round pick for him, I think it evens out.
It might.
Yeah.
I got my move. You got your move. That's fair. I think beyond that, when you start getting into the signings, we did have more signings yesterday. I think we've all talked at length about Kinlaw. I think most folks will tell you Kinlaw, that's the one signing that seems to have the fan base the most split, I would say. Will Harris, I think people are large. Hell, Chris Russell's excited about Will Harris.
Yeah.
Chris Russell's the king of the haters.
I like him because he's a thumper.
Yeah. Yesterday, a few more moves. I think right when we got off the air, Marcus Mariota. I think bringing Mariota back is great.
Yeah.
Clearly, there was a bond. There was a friendship. There was a real kind of just like-minded spirit in that quarterback room.
Yeah. I think Mariota also feels valued and he trusts the people above him. You know, how he got pissed in Atlanta because they weren't telling him all the truth. They've handled him very much respectfully here, you know, and then he knows what his role is, and he and Jayden have a connection.
Totally agree with that. I think it's important in the discourse on Mariota. I add this almost parenthetically, but I do think it's worth pointing this out. I think Jayden would have been Jayden with or without Mariota. I think it's a great piece to have.
Yeah, but you got to realize, though, having a veteran presence around you that has basically walked the same path that you're walking, 2nd-round pick, Heisman Trophy winners.
Sure. Second overall pick.
A guy, second overall, but a person that can step in here and actually talk to you on a level that you are at. Now, Jayden is a talent, but did Marcus help him get along the way quicker or make that thing seem more smoother for him?
Sure.
I would think so based off of what I saw throughout the season. And then when Jayden was tired at the time, he went over and talked to him. That little conversation right there tells me those dudes have a lot more conversation than just in the meeting room.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think the whole quarterback room, Driscoll, Hartman, Tavita Pritchard, David Blau, Cliff Kingsbury, I think it's pretty damn remarkable that after the success they had in year one, assuming Driscoll comes back, we'll see how that finishes. But of all the major parties in that room, everybody's coming back.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah. Like, that is just the amount of turnover in the NFL year to year. On average, something changes. And in that room where you have this tremendous amount of success, Cliff has multiple interviews, Blau has multiple requests. Mariota, I am confident, had a market in lots of places. I think once the Raiders traded for Geno, it changed a lot of things. Fields took the Jets. Darnold took the Seahawks. Like, I do think kind of the musical chairs of quarterback carouseling broke Washington's way. But still, he could have gone lots of places. One thing that I think really needs to be clarified, and I've said this before, I want to say it again. If you think Mariota was benched in Atlanta because of performance, I got a bridge to sell you. Mariota was benched in Atlanta because ownership started putting pressure on leadership. And hey, we got to what is this league? Self-preservation.
Yep.
And late in the year, when things don't look like they're going your way, what do? Throw a rookie quarterback out there and say, hey, man, we got to invest some time with this kid.
Uh-huh.
So if you think Mariota got benched in Atlanta and you wonder why perhaps he was frustrated late in that year, that is nothing more than back office politics of the NFL. I don't know why I feel the need to clarify that, but people should know the truth.
Everybody's coming back may also tell you how comfortable people are with this whole new regime, ownership, coaching, everything, how much they respect it. Because I guarantee you, in the previous one, everybody wouldn't come back.
Sure. And a lot of it comes down to cash, too. Let's not be naive.
It comes down to cash, but
sure the money's
a lot of times you are willing to go back to a place where you feel damn comfortable with.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're just going on vacation, if you had a great vacation, you'll go back there.
Mm-hmm.
If the bed was itchy and the food sucked, you're looking somewhere else.
Quickly.
Mariota gets to $8 million. 1 year, $8 million. Makes a lot of sense to me. The other thing that I think is really worth pointing out in the Mariota conversation, when he was on the field, he was excellent.
Yeah, totally.
Dude.
He balled out.
The second half of the Cowboys game,
he balled, dog.
There was a very real conversation going on in the press box. They're going to have to play Philly in the first round until that last second drive. Like it looked like they were going to lose to Dallas.
The big run and the damn throw at the end.
The throw to Terry, that throw to Terry broke the franchise single season receiving touchdown record. Mariota was great. I mean, just his numbers this year in 3 games. So I think of the Carolina game and certainly the Dallas game, and I think he got him one that was just a blowout. Maybe it was against Cleveland. In 3 games, Mariota completed 77% of his passes for 364 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, from a straight backup quarterback perspective, roughly 44 attempts would be a heavy pass game. That's roughly a game's worth of numbers. 34 or 44 for 364 and 4 touchdowns would be a hell of a contest.
Hell yeah.
And that doesn't even include, what were his rushing numbers? Just that one run against Dallas had to be a 40-yarder.
Yeah, about 40, 45.
All right, so in 18 rush attempts, he went for 92 yards and a touchdown, 6 first downs on 18 carries. I love numbers like that.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you it's effective. Damn. How long do you think that Dallas run was? I just looked it up.
45?
I thought it was like 45, 50. 33.
That was all?
Yeah.
I thought it was 45 yards.
So did I.
Well, it measured that at the moment it happened.
It got you there. I think the Mariota signing, once I started seeing the way the quarterback carousel was going, I wasn't necessarily surprised by it. But I think it's a really positive move for the team. The quarterback carousel still spinning. Your boy Aaron Rodgers. So last night,
I'm hearing he's going to Pittsburgh.
You think it's Pittsburgh?
I was told this morning he was looking for some type of merchandise deal in Pittsburgh. Why would he be doing it in Pittsburgh if he's not going there?
What merchandise deal? Membership
know.
at Oakmont? Like what's he trying to get?
Merchandise is something dealing with him making some more money, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Last night, I made just a cheap zing joke on Twitter. These pictures emerged of Aaron Rodgers on the beach considering his future. Okay? Like, everything this dude does is so dramatic.
Why does he have a blanket on the beach?
I mean, if you're in Cali, the beaches are kind of cold. Wind's blowing.
If it's cold, I'm not going on the beach.
I like seeing the waves. I go on the beach when it's cold.
Hey.
But I made a cheap joke about...
He has on shorts and no shirt. If it was that cold, he would have on a different attire.
That's fair. He's using wired headphones to listen to music, presumably. Maybe he's listening to Joe Rogan or whatever he's doing. I don't know. and I made a cheap joke like, yo, this dude's made $400 million, can't get some AirPods. The amount of people that responded to me telling me about the danger of AirPods, it was a joke, people. Please relax.
Hey,
save your.
If the AirPods got danger, guess what? The one with wire got danger too.
But then your cell phone has danger. Everything's got danger.
Everything got danger, but it's like
in the world of.
I told you, bro. You can say the sky is blue, and it will be blue, and the people you'll have 200,000 people tell you it's not. They'll come up with another color.
Jamin Davis just got a deal with the Jets. 1-year deal. Now, it's new leadership with the Jets. They like what they see. I want to run through, because we paid so much attention to Tunsil and Debo. Obviously, Allen now with the Vikes. I want to run through some of these other signings and see what they got, who these guys are, a little bit of local ties, see who's still out there. One signing I don't want to say hoped for, but I thought would check a lot of boxes was Tank Lawrence. He is signed with Seattle. He's gone. I don't know if we addressed it. Big Luke got a deal with the Browns, Cornelius Lucas. I think once you trade for Tunsil, Wiley probably becomes that backup swing tackle. I don't know. Let's figure out what Trent Scott
Wiley might be playing another position until Cosby come back.
Right. Wiley might be your right guard.
Yeah.
But then eventually Cosby comes back and maybe he's your backup swing tackle. You still Trent Scott is still a free agent, so that's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. I believe Michael Dieter is a free agent. Now, that's a dude you got to have a backup center. If any Burgundy and Gold fan is unaware of that, just go back to the days when Chase Roullier was getting hurt. And the lack of a backup center was big trouble.